There are thousands of weight loss tips out there for women. There's the eat like a bird diet, eat like a caveman diet, eat only things that start with the letter Q diet, the juice cleanse that makes you friends with the bathroom diet, the cabbage soup until you droop diet, the grapefruit until you break a tooth diet. And then there is the reality of being a woman over 40. You look at a piece of bread and gain 5 pounds. You sleep wrong and your neck is out for a week. You sneeze and, well, let's just say you hope you did your Kegels. Welcome to the club. We have matching t-shirts, but they're all soaked in sweat because our internal thermostats are broken. We've all heard the advice, just eat less and move more. Just do cardio. Just embrace the change. Just glow. But I don't know about you. The only thing I'm glowing with is the radiant heat of 1,000 suns during a hot flash in the middle of a grocery store. The reality is that losing fat during menopause isn't just about willpower. It's about biology. It's about strategy. And it's about not losing your mind when your husband asks you, "What's for dinner?" for the 7,000th time in a row. In the show The Golden Girls, they ate cheesecake constantly and seemed fine. But that was fiction. In reality, when estrogen drops, our bodies stop storing fat in our hips and thighs, which was cute, and start storing it in our bellies, which is less cute. It's called visceral fat, but I call it rude. In the book Atomic Habits, James Clear talks about the difference between goal-based habits and identity-based habits. A goal is, I want to lose 10 pounds, but an identity is, I am the type of person who doesn't murder people when I'm hungry. We need an identity shift. Instead of focusing on the scale, which is a liar and a thief of joy, we need to focus on becoming the strongest, healthiest version of ourselves. The kind of woman who can open her own pickle jars and carries all the groceries in one trip because she refuses to make 2 trips. So grab your fan, pour yourself some ice water, and let's break this down. I've compiled a 5-step solution, counting down from number 5 to number 1, because counting backwards is good for cognitive function, or so I've been told. We are starting at number 5 with the absolute foundation of everything, sleep, or as I like to call it, the impossible dream. Millions of women suffer from lack of sleep, which is linked to heart disease, diabetes, depression, and the sudden urge to cry during commercial breaks for dog food. While you sleep, your body builds muscle, your mind clears out toxins, and your hormones try to balance themselves out. Without sleep, your cortisol spikes, and cortisol is the stress hormone. When cortisol is high, your body thinks it's in danger. It thinks a bear is chasing you, so it holds on to belly fat for dear life because it thinks you might need that energy to fight the bear. But there is no bear. There is just a mortgage, a job, and the fact that they discontinued your favorite lipstick shade. You might think, I'm a superwoman. I can function on 4 hours of sleep in spite. But you can't. Usually, people who say they only need 4 hours of sleep just have a higher tolerance for misery. Over time, the lack of sleep destroys your insulin sensitivity, meaning even if you eat a salad, your body processes it like a donut. The biggest enemy of sleep during menopause is the temperature. You wake up, covers thrown off, convinced that someone has replaced your mattress with a lava rock. To optimize your sleep, you want to keep your bedroom dark, cool, and quiet. Your body sleeps best in a cool environment. To keep it cool, you can use an air conditioning, a ceiling fan, a box fan, a desk fan, and a handheld fan. Basically, you want your bedroom to feel like a wind tunnel. Or you can use a chili pad or an 8-sleep cover, which are these mattress covers that pump water through to cool you down. They are incredibly expensive. And I don't have one because I have a degree in philosophy, which means I am qualified to think deeply about why I'm broke. But if you have a budget, get one. Or if the executives at Chili Pad are watching this, send me one, please. I am melting. I will mention you in every video. I will name my firstborn child Chili. Wait, my children are already grown. I will rename my cat Chili. You also need to watch out for the wine trap. I know a glass of wine at the end of the day feels like a hug. It feels like a reward for not screaming at anyone today. But alcohol is terrible for menopausal sleep. It raises your body temperature, hot flashes galore, and it messes with your REM cycle. You might fall asleep faster, but you'll wake up at 2 a.m. staring at the ceiling, wondering if you remembered to pay the electric bill or if you're just wasting your life. Try swapping the wine for magnesium glycinate. It's a supplement that helps you relax and sleep deeper. It doesn't taste like a delicious Merlot, I admit. It tastes like chalky sadness, but you will sleep better. And please, avoid scrolling on your phone before bed. The blue light tells your brain it's morning. Plus, looking at social media is dangerous. You see a 20-year-old fitness influencer doing backflips and talking about her skincare routine. And you realize her skincare routine is just being young. And that kind of rage will keep you awake for hours.
Number 4 is stress. When your ovaries retire, and honestly, good for them, they worked hard, your adrenal glands have to pick up the slack to produce small amounts of estrogen. But if you are stressed out of your mind, your adrenal glands are too busy pumping out cortisol to help with anything else. This is why you feel tired but wired. This is why you have that menopause belly that won't budge no matter how many crunches you do. Chronic stress is a worldwide phenomenon that has resulted in people honking their horns the millisecond the light turns green. You need to lower your stress. And no, eating a block of cheese in the pantry while hiding from your family is not stress management. It is a valid coping mechanism, but it's not stress management. One of the best ways to lower stress is simply walking. Walking is underrated. It doesn't spike your cortisol like high-intensity cardio does. If you walk 10,000 steps a day, it acts as a natural antidepressant. I recently got a walking pad for under my desk. It allows me to get my steps in while I type scripts and wonder why I chose a career on the internet instead of marrying a wealthy potato farmer. Walking also gets you out of the house. If you walk 10,000 steps a day for 3 months, you will be hundreds of miles away from your problems. Is anyone there? Can you hear me? Another huge stressor is saying yes to everything. Women are conditioned to be the caretakers, so we take care of the kids, the spouse, the house, the dog, the aging parents, the neighbor's cat, and the emotional well-being of the entire community. You need to start saying no. Can you bake 400 cupcakes for the school bake sale? No. Can you volunteer to organize the office holiday party? No. Can you listen to me complain about my fantasy football team? Absolutely not. Set boundaries and treat your peace of mind like it is a precious, fragile antique, because it is. If you don't manage your stress, your body will refuse to let go of fat. It's holding on to it as a safety blanket. Tell your body it is safe. Take a bath, read a book, or watch a show that doesn't involve murder. Actually, murder mysteries are relaxing for me. It's nice to see a problem that gets solved in 45 minutes. Faulting on your plan is normal. You will have days where you eat the cookie. You will have days where you skip the walk. Don't spiral. 2 steps forward and 1 step back is still progress. Just don't start sprinting backwards. You can't see where you're going and you'll trip over the cat. And Chili hates that. Number 3, let's talk about food. The most important aspect of weight loss is food. Put simply, the number 1 rule to lose weight is that you need to be in a sustainable caloric deficit, meaning you need to eat fewer calories than you burn. That is the physics of it. However, during menopause, your body becomes less sensitive to insulin, which means you can't just eat pasta and bread like you did in your 20s and expect to get away with it. In your 20s, your metabolism was a roaring fire. You could throw a pizza into it and it would burn up. Now, your metabolism is like a scented candle, a very small, flickering candle. And if you throw a pizza at it, it would just smother the flame and make a mess. But here's the catch. You cannot just starve yourself. If you eat too little, you will lose muscle mass. And muscle is your best friend right now. Muscle burns calories just by existing. So if you lose muscle, your metabolism slows down even more. So the solution is protein. You need to prioritize protein like it is your job. If you eat enough protein, you stay full longer and you protect your muscle mass. Aim for about 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of your ideal weight body. I know that sounds like an insane amount of protein. If you weigh 150 pounds, that's all for 100 grams of protein. That's a lot of chicken. That's enough chicken to make the chickens organize a revolt against you. The trick is to utilize food shakes. Eating that much protein is difficult, so drinking it helps. Every morning, I start with a smoothie. I put in water, a scoop of vanilla protein powder, a scoop of collagen because my knees sound like Rice Krispies, snap, crackle, pop, and a handful of spinach. You can't taste the spinach, I promise. It turns the drink a swampy green color that looks like something Shrek would enjoy. But it tastes like vanilla. This gets me 30 to 40 grams of protein before I've even had to chew anything. And let's be honest, sometimes chewing is just too much effort. You also want to utilize food swaps. Swap high-calorie foods for lower-calorie versions. Use Greek yogurt instead of sour cream. It tastes the same, I swear. Use cauliflower rice instead of white rice. Okay, that one doesn't taste the same. Cauliflower is a liar. It is not rice. But if you put enough sauce on it, you can pretend. Swap your sugary latte for a black coffee or a coffee with a splash of almond milk. Liquid calories are the enemy. You can drink 500 calories in a Frappuccino without blinking. That's an entire meal's worth of calories gone in 5 minutes, and you're still hungry. To manage this, you really should track your food for a little while. I know it's annoying, it's tedious, it makes you feel like an accountant for your stomach, but most of us have no idea how much we're actually eating. I barely ate anything today, we say, forgetting the handful of almonds, the bites of the kids' leftovers, the cheese stick, and the sample at Costco. Use an app. There are tons of them. Collide, MyFitnessPal, Lose It. Just do it for 2 weeks. It's an eye-opener. You'll realize that the healthy avocado toast you're eating has 800 calories because you used an entire avocado and half a bottle of olive oil. Olive oil is healthy, yes, but it is also calorically dense. It's deceptive. It's like the mean girl of fats. Looks nice, but will ruin your life if you're not careful. And don't forget water. Drink so much water. Sometimes when you think you're hungry, you're actually just thirsty or bored or lonely or procrastinating. Drink a glass of water. If you're still hungry, then eat. If you're not hungry after the water, then go do something else. Go organize your sock drawer. Go wonder why you have so many unmatched socks. Where do they go? Is there a parallel universe full of single left socks? These are the questions that keep me up at night.
Number 2 is exercise, but not just any exercise. Most women think that to lose weight, they need to do hours of cardio. They get on the treadmill or the elliptical and they go for an hour watching reruns of House Hunters. I want a house with an open concept and a budget of $12. Cardio is great for your heart, don't get me wrong. But for fat loss in menopause, it is not the queen. The queen is strength training. You need to lift heavy things and put them back down and then pick them up again. I know it sounds repetitive, but so is doing the laundry, and you do that every week. Here is the science. As estrogen drops, we lose bone density. Osteoporosis is lurking around the corner like a creepy guy in a trench coat. Lifting weights puts stress on your bones, which forces them to get stronger, and it also builds muscle. Remember the metabolism candle? Muscle is like pouring gasoline on that candle. The more muscle you have, the more calories you burn while you are sitting on the couch watching Bridgerton. And who doesn't want to burn calories while watching Bridgerton? I hear you saying, but I don't want to get bulky. I don't want to look like a bodybuilder. Listen to me. You will not get bulky. Women do not have enough testosterone to get bulky by accident. Getting bulky takes years of extreme dedication, specific dieting, and usually some extra help, if you know what I mean. You lifting 15-pound dumbbells 3 times a week is not going to turn you into the Hulk. It will just make you look toned. Toned is just a word that means you have muscle and low enough body fat to see it. You want to be strong. You want to be able to lift your own suitcase into the overhead bin on an airplane so you don't have to ask for help from a man who will sigh and make a production out of it. So what should you do?
Focus on compound movements. These are exercises that use multiple joints and muscle groups: squats, lunges, push-ups, rows, overhead presses. If you hate squats, do leg presses. If you hate push-ups, do them against the wall or on your knees. Just do something that challenges your muscles. If you can do 50 reps of an exercise and you're not tired, the weight is too light. It's basically cardio. Pick a weight where the last few reps feel hard, like I might make a weird grunt noise hard. Embrace the grunt. The grunt is the sound of your metabolism waking up from its nap. Aim for 3 days a week. Keep it simple. Monday, upper body. Wednesday, lower body. Friday, full body, or whatever fits your schedule. And don't forget to move on the other days. Walking, yoga, Pilates. Do the worm on the living room floor. Wait, don't do the worm. You'll throw you back out. I tried the worm at a wedding in 2004, and I still feel it when it rains. Consistency is key. You won't see results in a week or maybe even a month. It's like growing a plant. You water it, you give it sun, and for a long time, it looks like nothing is happening. And then suddenly, a leaf appears, and then another, and then eventually, you have a beautiful plant. Or if you're me, I forget to water it for 3 weeks and it turns into a crispy brown stick. But don't treat your body like I treat my plants. Treat your body like a Ferrari, or at least a very reliable Honda Civic. And finally, the number one solution, the most critical step, the mindset shift. In Atomic Habits, James Clear talks about identity. This is the hardest part because menopause feels like an identity crisis. You don't recognize your body. You don't recognize your mood. You cry because the grocery store is out of the specific brand of crackers you like. It's easy to feel like you are losing control. It's easy to look in the mirror and think, who is this old lady and why is she wearing my clothes? But you have to flip the script. This is not the end of your life. This is the beginning of your rich aunt era. You know the vibe, the rich aunt who travels, wears fabulous caftans, speaks her mind, and doesn't take nonsense from anyone. She is strong, she is confident, she takes care of herself first. Instead of saying, I'm trying to lose weight, say, I am an athlete. I am the type of person who lifts weights. I am the type of person who prioritizes sleep. When you change your identity, the habits follow. You don't eat the donut not because you can't, but because that's not what athletes eat before training. Okay, sometimes athletes eat donuts, but you get the point. You need to stop thinking of this process as a punishment. Diets are always framed as restriction. I can't eat this. I can't do that. It makes you miserable. It makes you want to rebel. It makes you want to eat the entire pantry just to prove a point. Reframe it as self-care. I am eating this protein because I love my body and I want it to be strong. I'm going to sleep early because I deserve rest. I am walking because I deserve to clear my head. Also, stop comparing yourself to your 20-year-old self. She is gone. She had terrible eyebrows and dated guys who played acoustic guitar at parties. You don't want to be her. You are smarter now. You are wiser. You have better taste in shoes, and you have the power to change your body. It just takes a little more strategy now. It's not about being skinny. It's about being capable. It's about being able to get up off the floor without making a sound effect. Oh, okay, maybe a small sound effect is a lot. You have to be patient. Slow and steady wins the race. Unless you're in an actual race, then run fast. But for weight loss, slow is good. If you lose weight too fast, it's mostly muscle and water. Aim for 0.5 pound to 1 pound a week. That sounds painfully slow, I know. But in a year, that's 25 to 50 pounds, which is a huge difference. Don't give up just because the scale didn't move this week. The scale fluctuates. You ate salt, the scale goes up. You're stressed, the scale goes up. There are so many reasons, so don't let a number on a plastic box determine your self-worth for the day. Focus on the non-scale victories. Do your jeans fit better? Do you have more energy? Can you open the pickle jar? Did you manage to not yell at the customer service representative on the phone? These are all wins. And find a community, whether it's online or friends or a walking group. Misery loves company, but success loves company too. Surround yourself with women who are also trying to be their best selves, not the ones who just complain about how everything hurts, although venting is necessary sometimes. But find the ones who say, hey, let's go for a walk, instead of, hey, let's go eat a gallon of queso. In the end, you have to realize you are worth the effort. You have spent your whole life taking care of others. Now it is your turn. It is not selfish to prioritize your health. It is essential. Because if you fall apart, who's going to organize the family reunion? Exactly, nobody. It will be chaos. So do it for them, but mostly do it for you, because you deserve to feel good in your own skin. Even if that skin is a little looser than it used to be, it's just more room for your awesomeness to expand. So let's recap. Number 5, sleep. Cool room, no wine, no blue light. Get the chili pad if you're rich. Number 4, stress. Walk 10,000 steps. Say no to people. Stop trying to be perfect. Number 3, nutrition. Protein, protein, protein. Drink your spinach. Track your food so you don't accidentally drink olive oil. Number 2, exercise. Lift heavy things. Don't fear the bulk. Embrace the grunt. Number 1, mindset. Be the rich aunt. Be the athlete. Be kind to yourself. And please subscribe to the channel. Leaving a comment helps the algorithm. Tell me your favorite menopause symptom. Just kidding, they're all terrible, but tell me anyway so we can bond over our mutual suffering. Menopause is here and it's acting real rude, changing your body and ruining your mood. You're hot, then you're cold, you're awake all night long, feeling like everything you do is just wrong. But listen up, ladies, we've got a new plan. We don't need permission from any young man. We'll lift up the weights and we'll eat all the meat, or tofu or lentils if that is your treat. We'll sleep in the freezer to keep off the sweat. We're not done with life. You're strong and you're wise and you got so much class. Now get out there and go kick some glutes. I was going to say glutes because we are building them. Go lift something heavy. You got this. See you next time.